Welcome everyone to Deadline 18, one one of the fastest Splatoon tournaments around. I'm Breaks, and we've also got Yoshikai here. How are you going?
Yeah, I'm good. It's a little late, but should be nice to have a fast bracket tournament here.
Yes, indeed. Best of threes for the bracket, and we are in semi-finals between waiting for the names to update on stream, but we've got Frog Soup versus Allegro Fan Club.
All right.
Yes, and as for members, just to quickly bring them up, on Frog Soup we have Phantom, Trick, Sabino, Renzel, and Monkey. And on Allegro Fan Club, we've got Addict, Form, Allegro, Carlos, Hashi, Lato Fan, Slush, and Math. So a few familiar faces there, and others who you might recognize from general events around. And as for the maps, we have Surgeon Shipyard and Tower Control, Museum de Alfonsina, Rainmaker, and Inkblot Art Academy Clan. Yoshikai, what are your thoughts?
I think we'll have some pretty interesting maps coming up. Sorry, I was just trying to pull up the tournament thing. I'm having no luck myself. I always have an issue. Finding them, but it's all good. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, is it the 3 maps up here, or is that yet to be updated? Alright.
Maps there should be fine. Double checking. Yep, they're all good. Alright.
So then if we're starting off on Surgeon Tower, I think that'll be interesting. I mean, not one of the best maps ever, but usually fairly decent on tower control. I think be interesting to see how both teams handle this scenario.
Yes, indeed. Especially it's making sure to break out, like you do with that high ground in mid. You do need to be careful of any potential snowballing. So being able to counteract that's going to be pretty important.
Indeed. I think biggest thing is that, you know, once they can push the tower beyond a certain point, the attacking team gains access to a lot of high ground on this map with those great areas. So the defending team will have to be careful in order to retake if it happens to get to that point.
Yes, indeed. A well-placed crab tank from an Agile Dualies or Splashmatic on those grates, and that can be a lot of lockout potential to claim checkpoint and move to knockout position.
Oh, especially. I mean, definitely other types of specials as well. You know, putting a quick Trizooka up there basically has coverage of the entirety of any position the defender wants to take. Plus, in general, a lot of ledges that AoE weapons can get underneath, especially Slosher or one of the blasters. So it could be rough if these teams are not careful.
Yeah, good. As you said, a good blaster player being able to shark would definitely have an impact. So it'll be interesting to see whether anyone goes for that. Both these teams are fairly aggressive comps, in particular Allegro Fan Club. So we probably won't be seeing a ton of anchors, but you know, we might be seeing the usual Sniper Rider come out. I think Hashi has used that in the past. So we might be seeing Sniper Rider positioned on those grates, providing the tactic coolers.
Yeah, that sounds pretty typical for this meta. Probably at least one Snipe Rider. I wouldn't be surprised to see a heavy edit though, as this map generally requires a lot of flexibility, which that's certainly been a good cooler weapon to provide that anchor flexibility.
Yep. Or even perhaps an Entry if you want to go for the fizzies and a bit into that. Like, they're not able to get over all the ledges, but a little bit of sharking. And we
True,
are
true.
going into the map.
Alright, let's see what we got.
Snipe Rider
Classic
and
Snipe Rider?
Snipe Rider. And
Yep.
wait, that's no Zuka. Allegro Fan Club has no Zuka.
Oh, that's certainly interesting. They decided to bring out a brush and a wiper, two weapons that really like to get in your face. So clearly,
Yep.
probably looking to get a lot of surprise picks. I also
Team
noticed
Ultra.
on Frog Soup they got a sploosh with them. Just went down to a
Yes.
hammer though.
Yes, indeed, the V-Sploosh, another weapon that likes to get up in your face. Very aggressive comps alongside the good old Snipe Rider.
Yeah,
And I know you mentioned
It-
Headed earlier as a good weapon, but it's interesting to see that the Nords brought out instead.
that is fair. I mean, it's a very aggressive weapon, even outranging heavy at it. So seems to make sense. Having that charge hold allows it to climb walls very effectively.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it can take key positions very fast.
Yes, the ability to climb those walls and just to even recharge elsewhere before charging in.
See, we got
and
Monkey here making a play, managed to grab a pick, and he's grabbing someone jumping in. Oh,
Ooh,
Wiper
baby.
gets a trade though.
The wiper shows that mobility off.
Yeah, definitely showing how they can escape a camp and manage to grab a trade is huge.
It's
Got another
indeed, and we
Zuka
can-
coming out, grab a couple picks.
Yes, and we can see the
See-
Snipe Rider building up special charge, trying to stop anything he's holding of the grade.
Yeah,
As Frog
Good eyes on
take their own
the-
counter push.
good eyes on the Snipe Rider seeing that player with the cooler arrows so they couldn't hide on that top area. Ooh, nice
Yeah.
play on the Nautilus there, grabbing a couple picks.
Yes, indeed, and that's a near wide for Frog Soup with only the Snipe Rider up, and they didn't quite get the lead. Both teams have been pretty well balanced here.
Yeah, you can also see I think both teams have potential here. You know, we got Double Zuka can apply a lot of pressure, but we also got two really aggro weapons on the Allegro Fan Club team. And they got Double Hammer, so they're
Yeah.
really liking to use that.
Indeed, but we can see a counter Zoo coming out, and it does catch the wiper.
But they did get a push down to 33, which is pretty good on this map. Still, nothing
Indeed.
Frog Soup can't overcome, though, if they're good.
Yeah, like it's definitely a good push and gives them a good strong point, but they also didn't quite claim the checkpoint, so that's going to slow down any counter push from Allegro. Which,
Yeah.
try and get going again, but a 2 down, and there's an Ultra Stamp waiting for them.
Oh, it's
Come
just
out, but
the
goes
shot.
down.
Yeah, looks like we got the Nautilus there taking a nice aggressive position, managing to force the shot back, though he goes down to the Snipe Rider.
That's an excellent job getting rid of that North player as there's another hammer tries to come in and kind of gets
Let's
the trade
grab a pick on the
Sabino.
sploosh. Ooh, bomb on the knot, though. Looks like it's not going to matter, though, as Allegro Fan Club knocks it out.
Yes, a very aggressive comp, which works well for this map when you consider how important it is to get a push going.
I think definitely unusual to see the double hammer, but this map's not super. There's not too many very large lines of sight, so the hammers can definitely use walls to their advantage, popping out from around them in order to use that quick one-shot overhead swing attack.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, and against double shot, the shot does have the ability to potentially shoot through the hammer, but they're not going to have much time to actually get those shots off before the hammer reaches them. So it does work to some degree to protect against the splatter shot.
Yeah, that is fair. I mean, the typically countering hammer, you need a certain amount of distance, and even then, it's somewhat inconsistent. So, being able to use that cover to close the gap before using the hammer is pretty smart.
Yes, indeed. And we are moving on to Museum Rainmaker. Any thoughts on whether there'll be composition changes this time?
I think I could see maybe the brush or the wiper switching to something else, but I think aside from that, it'll probably be somewhat similar. I know Sploosh is particularly good on Rainmaker, so I'd expect that to stick around.
Yeah, I think the Wiper will probably remain, just that object shred potential, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Frogs to perhaps swap one of their splatter shots off for Squeezer, just so that way you still keep the Zuka, but you also have the ability to actually shoot past the hammers and have that bit of extra range.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. If one of those players knows how to use that, that would be definitely a good weapon to pull out.
Yep.
Alright, let's see what we got.
And comp from Frog Soup.
Same comp from both.
Actually, yeah, that is the same brush, just had to double check.
Yep. Certainly interesting. I think they wanted to keep probably keep the hammers because hammer pops Rainmaker shield very quickly when you need to get a fast pop.
And it can also defend the Rainmaker as a kind of back.
Yeah. So you got Monkey gets a pick, but he does get traded by that hammer.
Yeah.
See, we got Allegro grab the Rainmaker, but loses it quickly.
Yes, adding
Another hammer coming out.
Fight the hammer.
So many hammers.
Yep. They try and make their stamp on this game.
Yeah, see, we had 2 members from Frog Soup down. Looks like Allegro's gonna try and mount a push. The Sploosh does prevent the check, though.
Yes,
good play
excellent
there.
job of defense. As
We got the
doesn't
hammer
quite go
going-
down to the Snipe Rider.
Yeah, that was very good, grabbing a quick pop on the rain with the hammer, allowing them to grab check.
Yes.
And we see we got the
And
Wiper
Wiper's
attempting to make a
sharking,
shark.
but it being hounded down, still surviving though. Oh wow,
Really
they
shows
got
the mobility. And they have a hammer
Indeed.
too.
Oh wow, they go down eventually, but that was an excellent stall.
That really impressive. Really shows the mobility of the Wiper. It's pretty hard
Oh,
to take
yeah.
down when you don't expect it.
Yes, indeed.
See another checkpoint break. Both checkpoints are down now, and Frog
Yes.
Soup looking to take lead.
Yes, they do get the lead, but it's not by much. But again, that's Lucius' mobility and diving on everyone really showed off there.
Yeah. See. Oh, 2 players back in the corner. The Sploosh is. He unfortunately gets caught by the Nautilus.
Yes, North
Yeah, you
trying
gotta
to
be
survive
careful
against
around that
Sniper
knot.
Rider.
Mm-hmm. We got
Snap
more
comes out.
hammers going in, rushing down the pencil.
Yes,
Ooh,
doesn't
almost
quite
gets
get
it,
it
too.
though.
See, you can see the inconsistency of the hammer hitbox at play there. So the pencil
Yeah.
able to shoot through it.
Yes, and we do
It's
see
just
that.
Just one of the shots right
Drop
now.
off is still up there.
Oh my
And they
goodness,
got through to 13. That was-
good. Yeah, good thing they took that hammer down. That could have popped the shield and got more had they not gotten that.
Oh yeah.
Another one!
The box just got through. I think
Oh,
it's just
no.
rushing it through, and it's just down to 8, and that's pretty close to a knockout for this map.
Oh, I know. I mean, Allegro is not backing off. I mean, I noticed they had a couple QR players, so they're totally fine doing this. And the Wiper's in their face.
Wiper's
He
still
gets the
there.
rain. They are running
Wiper
circles
is not letting
around
up,
this
and it
thing.
gets the crit, and it eventually goes down.
He had Cooler too, so he's already back, probably jumping to one of
Yeah.
his teammates. This is insane.
And there's 2 stamps ready to go. Well, 3, actually 3 if you count both teams.
That is true.
Stamps out, 2
Ooh.
stamps out. And that's a
Another
wipe out.
Ouch.
Allegro is just not letting them out of their plat.
I know. I mean, that's definitely something about Museum is it can be difficult to get out of that plat area if the other team is really good. So Frog Soup will definitely need to try and pull some good coordination in order to ensure they get every member off the plat
That
there.
was 2 down. That's 2 down from the Rainmaker, I believe, which is an impressive shot. Even when 2 Allegro fan club are down, the Rainmaker traded them back. The Ultra Stamp comes out to get a return trade.
Ooh, gets caught
Yes,
out by the other hammer player. The rain
Yes,
goes
North
down
is
again.
The North not letting anyone out of the plat, and Frog Soup are just trying to avoid being pushed back further.
Yeah, we've got the pencil nice and safe all up in the mid spinner, able to apply pressure as well.
Yes. They're trying to get them off, but no, they've fallen back.
Oh, they didn't see
And
the
the
brush. Oh no!
And the ball and the mines caught him out too. Addict
that
is
is-
turning around, not letting anyone out.
That is unfortunate. Frog Soup definitely needs to try and be careful because the Allegro's team is definitely all about just getting that wiper or brush in behind just to make a mess.
Ooh. Didn't quite get anyone because the spinner caught in the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Not the usual issue you see. Nord manages to survive the duel with the shot. Sam comes out but doesn't... Ooh, it does actually survive and get a pick.
Oh, we
It's an opportunity
have
to push here, but the
rain,
Splatana
no!
was sharking there.
Ah, that is so unfortunate. They don't get a push into overtime.
And that means Allegro Fan Club takes the semi-final match 2-0.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I did notice, you know, all those hammers, and Frog Soup had a player called Monkey. I think this was Mario versus Donkey Kong, and Allegro got the hammer power up.
Pretty much.
Yep. I mean, that was pretty impressive on Allegro's side there. I think they had a pretty interesting idea with their comp, just to basically just get the brush and the wiper in there. Their goal of just causing as much chaos as possible.
Yeah, and it really shows how, as much as Sniper Writer ends up being very much locking out a lot of the backline slots, it's still useful for enabling those frontline skirmishes when it can work. And we just saw how it worked with the Platana's sharking there, the brush just diving in and out as needed, and the just constant ability to be aggressive, especially with those cooler buffs.
Oh, indeed. I mean, one of the best advantages of the Snipe Rider is that, you know, like you said, it just holds that anchor position and just let the team go in. And meanwhile, it's constantly applying a ton of paint. And, you know, if it hits a player, a nice 68 damage right there, perfect for comboing.
Yes, indeed. Especially with the Sniper Rider hitting for its own 60-ish damage. That's a pretty good combo you got there, Sniper Rider and Hammer.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think Hammer does about 40 damage, so definitely a pretty good combo there.
Yes, and we can see Silver Bracket up on the screen as we are going into the final half hour of the event, and it's just swapped off, but it was at C Sharp Sharks versus... I've already forgotten the team, but C Sharp Sharks are an Oceania team, so good on them. Fearless, yes. Good on them. And we can also see, as Gold Bracket was brought up, we have just gotten the finals here with No Brain Cells winning against VQ Vector Cry. So we will have that match coming up in a minute. I believe we are going to a quick break while the room gets up.
Alright.
No break, apparently. We are just going straight into it. And No Brain Cells is a few members of Orca Balestra with Femi, Lanky, Infinity, and Light.
Well, I mean, you'd better hope that these guys are not lacking the brain cells, as they're going to have to come up with a good strategy to beat this other team.
Yes, indeed. Something to handle that just sheer skirmisher and aggression power.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe we've also got the maps for finals here, which we can check out with Mahi Resort Zone, Mako Mars Tower, and Rainmaker Scorch Gorge.
Ooh, I definitely like this.
Yes, these are definitely some pretty popular maps at the moment. Mahi Resort's a pretty small map, so it will be interesting to see how it works with the ability for the brush and the Splatana to actually move around, because you don't have as much ability to move in and out or sideways, so it makes that a little bit trickier. But on the other hand, that smaller map means that it's also hard for the opponent to get out of there.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a good assessment. I think, while Mahi may be small, I mean, once you get it past the 60, it definitely opens up pretty well. I also think there's quite a few small pieces of cover that the brush and the wiper can work around. And of course, you always have the left islands if you're ever trying to retake. Very useful position. So I'm interested to see how both teams handle it. You know, we got a really aggressive team on Allegro there, and we'll see what No Brain Cells composition
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, those bits of cover, as you mentioned, we saw how much the Wiper Sharks behind the Rainmaker pedestals, and you can see a ballpoint for No Brain Cells. That's an interesting choice.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen too much ballpoint recently. I'm glad they've brought it out of retirement.
Yep.
All right, very interesting composition. We got a triple shooter, ballpoint on No Brain Cells, and we got that previous same comp from Allegro, the one they used last round.
Yes. Yes, indeed. And we can see No Brain Cells have an early hold, but it's still pretty tight at the moment. No team's really got a strong hold. And we can see
looks
Double
like
Hammer's ready to go.
Yeah, both at the same time. Grab the 52,
Ooh,
but
that's
the brush and the wiper go down.
Yes,
So we got the
one got
taken down by the shot.
Yeah, one got a trade, but as we can see, Cooler again. That Ultra Sam's already back out, and it's and Addict's hounded down the gal, trying to get in, but oh, they got the jump. And can they get a third? They get a third. They get three with the massive stamp.
Ballpoint forced it back out. I mean, I don't blame him for jumping as soon as his recall is up. So we got the Nautilus over on the right, taking the islands to prevent retake. Very smart on their end. They grab the wiper.
I'm gonna go
no, not the wiper. They got the
Addicts
shot.
are ready to shark, but there's nowhere to really place the mine.
Does grab the 52. Nice pick there.
Yeah.
You just see him. You see him and the wipers kind of sticking together, wanting to take fights together. Appears.
Yeah.
Got him sharking by the bumper.
Here's No Brain Cells are looking for a push, and they've gotten two specials ready and deployed. Sam comes out. Two Sams come out. One gets a pick, another pick. That's two picks down. One Sam down, but there's only 10 points left, and No Brain Cells have got to pull something out to get in. They're getting paint down, but that's Knight Rider. Just puts down so much paint.
Oh, I know. I mean, they had to get picks there if they ever wanted to outpaint Allegro there. I mean, just never underestimate the hammer. Almost every time the hammer came out, it managed to find something. It was big on Allegro's end.
Early on, No Brain Cells did well shutting down those hammers, but that was when they had space to move. As we've seen before Mahi's zone, those weapons like the Sultana and the Brush, once they were able to get in there, they just sharked. They did not move out and just went, yeah, you're not exiting this ledge.
I think as well, I noticed with the hammer, they were definitely making sure to avoid charging right at their opponent, trying to take an off angle while while their opponent was busy fighting someone else, like the 52 at the end of that one hammer. He had no idea that hammer was coming in, so he had no time to react as it comes barreling towards him.
Yeah, it was a really good teamwork with how they did the chip damage off of each other, showing that not only can you get those quick picks with the jump attack and the jump spin, but you can also get that chip using another shot or another hammer or the Knight Rider. So they did really well, sort of taking fights together. Yeah,
indeed, and I think Allegro's probably going to carry that momentum onto the next round here of Mako. I mean, I think Brush and Wiper are definitely really good at moving around on this map and grabbing picks when you least expect it.
Yeah, although that little bit of verticality might make it a little bit just the different heights. We did see how good they were at sharking, but it might be a little bit tricky to move around with the Ultra Stamps here, so it will be interesting to see how they go about that and how No Brain Cells go countering it, whether they'll stick with that ballpoint or whether they will swap off.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, if I'm them, I'm definitely thinking, how can we ensure, we need to get a really good win right now. I mean, they just got a knockout on us, so, our mental's not in the best spot right now. We need to do something good against them. Oh, a bit of a comp change. We got the Squeezer coming out.
Yeah, replacing the Nord. That's an interesting choice. And we also see the Gal swapped out for the Crab Tank, which makes sense. Those stacks are really good to hold with the Crab Tank.
Oh yeah, also the extra defense and the the burst bombs, probably to help ideally trap the Wiper in the brush and just scout out for them with that AoE.
Yeah, still a little bit tricky though, because the object damage on that Wiper and the mobility of both the Wiper and the brush just make it really hard to try to actually get picks, as we see with the Stamp already coming out, trying to get a pick. Doesn't get a pick, but it distracts two of them.
He's still alive
that's
too.
a dead push. It's still alive. Finally goes down, but that distracted two of them, leaving Allegro to just mop up any attempted to push Brain Cells was doing.
Yeah, I mean they stopped that push at 62, and it looks like their base. They might be ready for a push of their own. Oh, they only have two members though. Oh, both goes down. Yeah, delayed wipeout.
Yeah, that's a delayed wipe, and thanks to all that chip damage trading backwards and forwards, just leaving everyone a little bit short. But you see the Wiper ready? They're spotted and go down
caught
quickly.
Out, though. Good awareness on the splash there, and he immediately pops a crab tank. Great positioning, be able to apply a lot of good pressure.
Yes, that's a lot of the main angles anyone will take out, but still gotta be careful. You might have someone trying to shark via the right side.
Saw Azuka come out from the squeezer, managing to pick off the ballpoint. Not a big push on no brain cells side, so it's really anyone's game as we are almost 2 minutes through.
Sam comes out and gets a pick, but doesn't quite get anyone else. Ooh, they throw it, but avoided.
Yeah, I mean, fair play to throw it. I mean, it was almost done, and the throwing it could potentially get another pick. You know, that is a one-shot hitbox. And we got the Wiper there, using the hammer under the ledge, so that way no brain cells can't poke from there. Almost hit someone with the hammer too.
Excellent timing on that jet in order to try to push them back, and nearly succeeded. Addict's still in there though, but ooh, that's a trade.
Just grabbed the zap, the Wiper's there, and Wiper grabs the ballpoint.
Yep, that Wiper is just sitting there stalking away.
He's doing the ledge, doing the ledge camping, which is very annoying to deal with.
Good job getting the trade on Addict, because that's both skirmishes down. The Carlos is still sitting there. Them and Flatch are doing a good job holding the stack.
Oh, we do have flank from the splash, maybe?
Yes, maybe. Ooh, get a pick.
That was honestly pretty good, yeah. And there goes the last member. Looks like have a push going here.
Well, yeah, comes out. Do they get any picks? Not quite,
no picks, but still good displacement as Allegro was unable to approach the plat as the checkpoint goes down.
Yes, excellent job. Yeah, that's
another couple picks. Splash there.
Yes,
or the end zap.
Allegro is still down 2. That's going to make it hard to counter push.
Though I mean, thankfully for them, no brain cells didn't get too large of a push. I might have spoken too soon. They do have a good bit of space.
Yeah,
got the Wiper in there behind though.
Wiper's being annoying, but goes down a lot quicker this time.
I mean, definitely a risky play to jump to the brush there when he doesn't have much support on him. So you definitely need to be careful when jumping in.
Yeah, like they're fast weapons, these skirmisher ones, but they're still vulnerable to jump.
Looks like we gonna probably be pushing it a little longer. We do have a crab online now. Or we do have a hammer coming in.
Yes, that hammer could be very annoying for the crab, but Addict doesn't. Ooh, they throw, but nope, Addict doesn't quite get it, and the splash gets out of there.
I mean, hammer can one-shot the crab when thrown, so maybe it would have been better to try and break that crab. It was definitely causing issues. Unfortunately, the brush is isolated. He's gonna try and fight on that stack, though. He has the mobility to fight around it.
Yes, skirmished a bit, still in there, trying to get in.
I mean, with only 10 seconds remaining, they need something big. They get a couple picks, the there.
The splash is just trying to keep them off the tower. He's isolated now.
It's only 2
Allegro
players.
Down 2, down 3.
That is unfortunate.
Wow. Definitely
a really good play by No Brain Cells. I mean, that splash was actually really good, having really tight aim, managing to pick off several members of Allegro. I think it was definitely the win they were looking for as we move on to the next round.
Yes, indeed. The mobility on that splash, like just being able to do jumps and move vertically as well without losing any shot accuracy is really useful. And the burst bombs, they were actually, as you said earlier, they were pretty good at trying to slow down the movement of the brush and the wiper because you could just paint their feet pretty quickly.
I think another advantage of picking that weapon though is that Crab is really good at holding off space because Allegro didn't have too many tools in order to push in, you know? I think probably a counter pick play given the lack of entry specials from Allegro. And well, they did bring the squeezer in. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to help support their comp.
Yeah, Squeezer and Zuka weren't quite able to handle the Crab, but Crab was useful in Tower Mako because of those stacks to hold, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with Scorch and Rainmaker.
Yeah, I mean, Crab has some potential on this map, but it's definitely no Mako Mart stack levels of good. So, to see if they'll keep with it. 'Cause I think the Splash was doing pretty well. I mean, that perfect accuracy really helps when dealing with very mobile weapons.
Ooh, yes, indeed.
It's like we are ready for the final match.
Yeah. No players swapping out. Ooh,
very interesting. We got a Squeezer on no brain cells, and Allegro goes back to their original comp. Definitely a fair play. It is Rainmaker after all.
Yeah, Nord plus Platana means very quick Rainmaker pop. Brain cells get the pop.
Oh, looks we got the brush going down.
That Squeezer with their perfect accuracy as well. But then goes down to the Nord. It's a trade back and forth with Splat Zero, sharking away, trying to hold the podium.
Yeah, I mean, numbers were fairly even, but I think that aggressive style by Allegro really helped them just get in and force brain cells back.
Ooh, yeah.
Do you see the push might be coming to an end? Attic grabs one last pick, but looks like no brain cells has recovered as they approach into mid.
Yeah, they're
smart
very quick to...
Yeah, I mean, smart to grab that. Smart to grab that Rainmaker after the checkpoint. As if there was any players sharking there, that could have been a disastrous moment.
Yeah, we've seen how good the Sharks have been there, and if the Splatana was hanging around, that could have ended very badly.
Yeah, I mean,
Attic goes. They don't quite get the dunk. It was interesting to see Attic go after the Dot supporting the Rainmaker instead of the Rainmaker itself, which is an interesting choice.
I think maybe they were comfortable letting the checkpoint go. I mean, you know, maybe they were worried about the shot getting like a Zuka or something online, which would have been fair.
Or just flanking them, which does make sense. But no brain cells have a slight lead here.
They're also in a really good position as that Rainmaker can run forward anytime and grab a bunch of points. Looks like they're about to as the hammers come out.
2 hammers out, 2 hammers down to the Squeezer. The Rainmaker's running forwards further. It's at 19. That is an excellent push. And no brain cells are still in there. Walls out.
And it looks like good on the Squeezer there to back up. I mean, they had an excellent push there. All they really have to do is just hold space and for the next like couple minutes, and they'll probably take the game.
Pretty much. It's hard to get down that far, but the aggression of Allegro is still nothing to sneeze at. Ooh, Addy goes down though. That's Weezer is doing a real good job.
Yeah, I mean, you can see like Allegro did get a couple nice picks. Looks like they might be able to re-grab mid here. There's only 2 on no brain cells. Both hammers coming out again.
Yeah, but too far back in order to really get anyone.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure I like them popping both hammers at the same time. I feel like they could have spread those out to try and grab some more picks. Ooh, nice on the Rainmaker. It's only the splat. It's only the zap right now. That could be big. Admittedly, I'm surprised that Rainmaker didn't move in a little sooner. They had a big opening there.
You had to watch out for any potential zap flanks though. Like they didn't drop that far behind. Dude comes
That is
out, tries to
true.
get Rainmaker. Rainmaker stays alive
Does
pretty
have
well under fire. Goes down to 2 specials.
Mm-hmm.
But you can already see how quickly that Squeeze is moving in, playing around both sides of the wall. That's more players down. Allegro only have 2 up. They have a stamp ready and they're sharking, trying to find an opportunity, but they do fall
Does get
back.
caught. Yeah.
Ooh,
that's
bad timing on the
unfortunate.
squid roll.
Yeah, and
Ooh.
the Nautilus, or no, the Squeezer comes in to mop up another player. That's definitely
Yeah.
dangerous to be 1 minute in. He grabs the
Oh,
pencil
and the
too.
The pencil didn't have, like, I don't know if they had their own cooler up, but that's still a risk to watch out for.
That is insane. This is not what Allegro wants. They do not want the Rainmaker in their base with only 50 seconds left. It's coming in too.
It's at 14.
That is
Wow.
unfortunate.
Again, those hammer hitboxes are not quite that consistent.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Ricky Thompson,
oh my god,
no,
even
they
more
got-
points. Down to one.
Pick it up. They popped it but didn't grab it, and Brain Cells just went, yeah, we're diving in ourselves.
Yeah, that's the exact same thing that Allegro did to the that other team. So definitely unfortunate it's happening to them now.
Yes, and it's a really risky time because you don't have the time to drop it off, and you can't move forwards in time. But you also don't, like, they're down and they're trying to get the Rainmaker again before time ticks out. They've only got 3 seconds to pick it up. They pick it up in the nick of time, but there's a Zuka waiting for them.
And
it gets
an
the pick.
Inkjet as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is unfortunate. I mean, no brain cells playing that fantastically. I mean, almost getting a knockout. That's insane.
Yeah, like a knockout when you're under pressure from a stamp. Well, not quite a knockout, but still, like, running it down that far is an impressive job of just not giving up.
Yeah, but plus as well, like, no brain cells, they didn't have to worry. They already had lead. That was just 3 points as far as they were concerned.
Yeah, make it even harder for Allegro to try to come back. And that
Yeah.
means that we have made the deadline with 9.5 minutes remaining. And that silver bracket also done in that time with Fearless beating C Sharp Shark.
Yeah, I mean, thanks to a lot of knockouts, we got this done really quickly.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah, like, we like
it is
the meteor.
It's deadline after all.
Yeah, it's deadline. We want things to be a little bit quicker here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think that was certainly interesting. I do personally feel that Allegro probably could have taken lead when it was just the Zap alive. I mean, the other members, they did not respawn for a long time, and I think they could have gotten the Rainmaker down pretty far. They just tried to force it through.
Yeah, they just didn't quite get in as well. Like, they're good at getting in, but it's also impressive how well no brain cells reacted to, like, adapted to the aggression.
I mean, I don't blame Allegro for not doing that. I mean, split-second decisions, it's pretty hard having to make a decision on the fly with limited information. So, still, like, great gameplay on both sides. I mean, I definitely congrats to no brain cells. I mean, getting knocked out on the first round is, like, definitely got to hurt to the mental. But I mean, they stuck with it and proved that they can handle the pressure.
Yeah, good on them for being able to adapt well, and good on both teams for bringing out a few weapons which we don't see as much now. We saw the Slatana, we saw the stamp, we saw lots of Ultra Stamps. We saw the Brush, which I know Addict just abandoned the Brush, but, nice to see build some of those weapons. Nice to see the ballpoint as well.
Yeah, I think definitely a nice change in pace from the usual meta, seeing a lot of cool weapons. I mean, honestly, I wish Nintendo would fix the hammer. It's a pretty fun special, so maybe one day.
Yeah, it depends on how they actually go trying to fix it up, though. You have to be careful that doesn't end up being a new crack and cheese.
Oh, that would be so annoying. I mean, personally, I just want the front to actually protect you, but I mean, probably needs a little extra tuning, but honestly, like, still a serviceable special. I mean, if you're not careful, that hammer can rip through your team, and I mean, we saw plenty of that
Oh,
this
yeah.
time.
Yes, indeed. So, and yeah, like it's going to be about a week till we start seeing the new weapons pop up. So that'll be fun to see. But anyway, so that's it for Deadline tonight. Where can the folks find you elsewhere, Yoshikai?
You can typically find me on Twitter with the same username. I'm sure I'll start posting more one day. I mean, of course, I'll be back here as well, doing more commentary. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's definitely fun. Definitely fun to watch these players duke it out.
Oh, saying. Yeah, you might find me commentating here again in the future. Otherwise, yeah, just look for me around Discord. You might find me somewhere, possibly staffing. And thanks again to Joyan for the streaming. Excellent job, as always, keeping up with that hammer insanity.
All right, well,
that's it for tonight.
Yep. Hope everyone has a good evening, and once again, congrats to No Brain Cells for winning this tournament.
Yeah. Thank you.